So this is
And
English, right?
Nakamura actually decided to go for 1c4. An interesting choice. I'm not sure. He can play like pretty much all openings. No, he plays e4, d4. Just c4 is not the most common moves. They can play everything, but it's not often we see a c4, even though we did see it in the World Championship match not so long ago.
And now he has to figure out which way to continue. Probably if I'm black, I'm thinking, why my opponent is going here? Where are the tricks? All right. Yeah. All right, let's go to the game of Nakamura against Esipenko. And Esipenko immediately played knight e4, which is the typical idea this time without including rook e8, which is a bit strange. And now after b4, bishop b6, it's alternative retreat route. You know, I did mention maybe before that. So take, bishop d2. White has powerful bishops. White has a potential center, and black has potential weakness on b7. So rook b1, bishop c3, e4. This could get really ugly for black, and that's why Esipenko probably didn't even look at this.
What would white play in this position? A move like compared to this position where it's
but
it's
I think Esipenko is doing very much fine. I mean, everything he's doing, this is looking perfectly normal.
But I'm still a little bit worried about how Esipenko is going to develop that bishop on c8, if he's going to give up the pawn on b7 at some point, or perhaps play rook a7 to move the bishop.
It's just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And d3.
d3 is on the board.
Yeah, d3 is on the board. Wow.
I really like the strategical aspects of this move. This move just tells me that we're going to have a really strategic battle, because now it's going to be all about the pawn on d3. If this pawn proves to be a weakness and Hikaru, he can just pick it up with, I don't know, queen c3, rook e1, bishop f1, and Esipenko won't have a way to defend it properly, then Hikaru will probably just have a winning position. Whereas if the pawn can become a strength, like weaken the pawn on d2, if black ever gets a knight e4 in, then it can be a potentially good endgame for black here.
I remember, right? d3, queen c3, knight e4, and he didn't take it. He played
you
first.
Actually, yeah, but you did mention this queen c4 move, I remember. You mentioned both bishop takes and that little variation with f3 and g4, but your first thought, like your first trail of mind, was actually going with this queen c3, queen c4, so that black couldn't develop with bishop e6 because the knight on e4 was hanging. Difficult position for Esipenko. I do like that he played d3. From what we looked at, it didn't seem like it was very easy to develop or to get a decent position with other moves, but at least here he's trying for something. And like this knight e4 move and bishop takes e4, it's not like there's a good chance that he didn't even like think about this bishop takes e4, because it's quite a controversial kind of trade, giving away the light squared bishop in front of the king.
Easier said than done. Look at Nakamura's move. He plays rook c4. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I like it.
That's so nice.
The rook can come to d4.
Can I lift it to h4 somehow?
I also, like earlier when you mentioned g4 and g5, those ideas are also really coming to life with the rook and the attack also. So
what happened here? Whoa! He dropped the pawn on c7. Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, he didn't drop. That's a b5. That's a sacrifice. No, he didn't drop anything.
Well, he must have missed b5, no? You don't allow this rook takes c7. That seems insane to me.
Yeah, but how do you stop it? How do you stop it? Because b5 is rook takes on c7. This is already a serious threat. The position is not nice. Queen e6, b5, beautiful idea. Rook e4 trade, rook c7.
You just have no sort of counterplay in this position whatsoever. Soon bishop takes f6 is just going to be a threat if you move the queen too far away. Like queen e8, I think bishop takes f6 might just be working.
what can black do except of sitting and waiting and praying for some kind of a perpetual check, right? So for white is just slowly push forward. This pawn is not going anywhere. The queen on c5 stands perfectly.
The queen on e8 is just tied down. It can't really move anywhere. And an extra pawn for Nakamura, it should definitely be a technical win. I still suspect that Esipenko will keep on fighting in this game, but as they have reached the second time control, there shouldn't be any conversion problems. There are no immediate checks to the white king, which I think might also just be able to walk into the black position at this point.
On the clock, a king. I guess the time is once it's gonna expire, they're gonna get extra time on the clock. King g7 is played on the board. I think this idea was meant to be able to activate the queen. Otherwise, something like queen g7, queen f8 is oopsie daisy, right? That's a checkmate. So you're gonna do that. King g7 feels to be very natural. And now the question is how Nakamura is going to proceed. Instantly, he played h4, g5, bring the option of trading the queens on the table, and then try to transpose the game to a queen's endgame. I like h4 very much. Annoying queen on c5, it's so good, because let's say if white is a bit careless and he plays, I don't know, for whatever reason, queen b6, queen d5, let's say g5, takes, maybe black can drop another pawn on b7 and focus on his counterplay, which might not be enough anyway, but you got to do something. Otherwise, g5 with a potential trade, maybe there's going to be an option to give a check, some odd side check or something, forcing the queen trade, and then it will be all over for Esipenko. Yeah, maybe h6. By the way, with the idea to play queen f5, wow, that looks even better, you know. So, now he played king g8. You have to do something.
Simply out of moves. I think g5 will actually be played fairly quickly here. There shouldn't be any perpetuals after any queen takes h3. Yeah.
h6 also works. So Esipenko decided, okay, this is enough. This is enough, because there's literally no moves. There's g5 threatening at some point for Hikaru. This is a piece of cake technique. Fantastic game. I mean, what can I say? He clearly outplayed his opponent based on his understanding in the opening phase. So I want to go back to this critical moment of this game when he played this, where was this, bishop takes on e4? Once again, right here. He gave up his very powerful light square bishop so that he can make a better bishop of this dark square bishop on b2, and then followed by some tricks with a weakness on c7, b5. Amazing idea.
b5, such a strong move. And I don't even think we got around to showing bishop takes f6, did we?
Oh, white. Yeah, we didn't show this. Check.
No, because this was brilliant. Bishop takes f6, what a move. The point here being, of course, that if black decides to take with the queen instead of the pawn on f6, then there would be queen takes f6, g takes f6, and the rook on d8 is hanging. So therefore, he was forced to take with the pawn on f6 here. And after queen g4, there is simply just no good move for
although it's not very clear to me immediately, because after king f8, I do see that there is the bishop on b4 is trapped, but I don't see right away what is happening here after king h8. There has to be something, right?
Oh yeah, queen b4.
Wow.
That's so nice.
Wow. Okay, this is so nice. I mean, Nakamura saw this, of course. So it's still queen b4, and after king f7,
queen h5 also attacks the bishop.
Queen h5. Oh my goodness, this is so lovely. Such a lovely shot, so rare. So he shoots in the most defended square, bishop f6, g takes, queen g4 check, this launching the king, and only then playing queen b4. And notice that right away queen b4 was not a good idea because of, maybe it's still by the way playable, but king f7 takes, queen b5. Also,
now the king might be a little bit better on f7, but I mean, it's a very nice shot, and we were speaking a little bit about it, how this bishop on b2 was a monster, the pawn on f6 being a hook for the bishop, and sacrificing it, seeing these variations, of course, well done by Nakamura, and a very, very deserved win here.